Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio on Sports 56, 96.1 and 98.5. Now, here's your host, Johnny Radio himself, John Harden.
Yo, 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 it is St. Patrick's Day, baby. Welcome into a little hump day edition of Sports 56 Happy Hour on this beautiful St. Patrick's Day. If you're a fish, my goodness, it's wet out there. So hopefully you're just chilling in the house listening to me. We got some great topics. We're going to talk Grizzlies with Anthony Sane at 1:30. We'll break down tons of stuff in the National Football League at 2. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. We got the lead off with Mr. Gabe. And by the way, make sure you follow Gabe at G_Coon71. Make sure you follow me at Johnny_Radio. And don't forget the show. Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. Now, we got some good news. We got some bad news. We got all kinds of news breaking. We got A.J. Green going somewhere. Virginia got some good news today. Can you believe it? No more positive COVID tests. Their game against Ohio looks like they're going to be very short on practice, but it looks like they're going to be good to go. We'll talk about that. We got to talk about all kinds of basketball, all kinds of football. Today at 4 o'clock, you know the football season technically begins because the free-for-all will end. Speaking of the free-for-all, do you know that the Patriots are spending money like it's going out of style? In fact, the Patriots have spent $137.5 million in guaranteed money on free agents. That's the second most in a single offseason in all-time NFL history. And the salary cap went down. Dude, I'm telling you, man, Bill Belichick, what did I tell you when this first happened? Nobody's more burnt seeing Tom Brady hold up the Lombardi than Bill Belichick has been.
But here's the thing, and I had to say this because it's different. It's not how it used to be with the Patriots, where you'd get guys to come and play on a discount with Tom Brady, so they could play alongside Tom Brady and win a Super Bowl. Now, it seems like the Patriots are, I don't want to say overpaying, but they're definitely paying market value.
I agree with that. Oh, they're definitely playing market value. It's pretty sad. Speaking of market value, I'm going to make fun of the coach and the GM at 2 o'clock, Ryan Pace and Mr. Matt Nagy. Two guys. Who's the biggest failure between both of them? We'll discuss that and debate it on the other side. But I do want to remind you, Pace is the guy who drafted Mitch Trubisky second overall and moved up to get him and moved up to pass Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. Boy, does that look stupid. But surprisingly, did you know this? Did you know Mitch Trubisky's actually been pretty decent? He's been a surprising 26-13 in his career as a starter with the Bears. If you look at the other coaches, I mean, this is why I like Pace, you screwed up as a GM. Let's just be straight. But Nagy, refusing to coach Mitch Trubisky, who has been the best quarterback on your roster. I mean, you were 3-0 when you replaced him last year. What'd you think Nick was going to do? Come on, man. Come on, man. I think Matt Nagy's just unwillingness to coach a young quarterback also points things at him. Again, we'll talk about this at 2 o'clock. There's so many things to get into. Baseball news as well. Who's going to be the starting shortstop for the Indians? Francisco Lindor yesterday hit his first home run while with the Mets. Had me thinking, who's going to be the starting shortstop for the Indians? Is it Eddie Rosario? No, because I'm going to tell you what he's doing. And it is not going very well. I'll talk about that later. And then we're going to talk about Andres Gimenez, 22-year-old phenom. Guy's projected to be like a 15, 30 kind of guy, 15 home runs, 30 stolen bases, drive-in runs. He's only 22 years old. Is he going to start? I'll tell you all that stuff and more. But first, I got to tell you this. If you need to sell your home, what do you need to do? You just need to go to iBuyHouses right now. And how do you do that? You just call 901-406-1101, 901-406-1101. Bill answers the phone. Bill at iBuyHouses, bing, bang, boom, comes over, makes you an offer, closes in 5 days. It literally is that simple. 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at iBuyHouses, bing, bang, boom. I just sold your house. You can thank me later. If you want to, you can thank me at 70236 later after you call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Give Bill a call at Bill at I Buy Houses. Mr. Gabe Kuhn, I'm fired up today. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We got a lot of weird stuff to get into. Did you see the Deshaun Watson?
Yes, the Tony Busby sexual misconduct, assault allegations.
More's coming out, too.
Yes, there is. I don't know what to think of it yet. I don't want to make any, decisions either way, but I will say Tony Busby coming out last night and putting it on his Instagram the way he did just does not.
It doesn't sit well with you, does it?
Doesn't sit well with me, man.
Especially after you look at the actual the complaint that was made public today, the part that, of course, Jane Doe didn't put her name out there, but the claims that she made, I'd be mentally anguished. I'd have anxiety and panic attacks as well. Woo, we'll talk about that during Hardwood. By the way, speaking of things we'll talk about, Jake Paul, I got to bring him up today. He's fighting that Ben Askren dude, the UFC guy who's going to box. They got, like, Snoop wants to put $2 million down. Dana White's like, I'll put $1 million down. Bro, did they put $3 million down for the performing artist? Did you see this? We're going to talk about it during Hardwood, but do you know
I did not. I'm curious now.
During 2:30,
we can wait.
You're going to find out, and I'm telling you right now, this is like a lineup that would mess you up. I mean, this is nuts, to be honest with you. In fact, I'd go to it just to hear all the music. Who cares about the deadgum fight? But
you
anyway,
would go for the music?
So
this is music you would enjoy.
Well, no.
But they're popular.
I was going to say they're so popular. I do actually. I'll drop one. I love Snoop. He'll be there. The younger dudes that are under Snoop, I really don't know.
Here's the good
that
news
well.
about Snoop, though. He can actually have the stripper poles that he had at Kansas at this event.
Yes, he
That's
can.
a little more.
That's more appropriate.
Makes more sense.
He can shoot money into the crowd. Yeah, baby, what's up, man? We got to talk also Ronald Acuna, since I mentioned, a studly. But it is time to get into one of my favorite times of the day. I just like to get in the box and do the leadoff.
So before we get into it, I do have to mention something that's been lost in the shuffle. A former ECS Eagle is going to switch teams in the NFL. Morgan Cox, the longtime long snapper for the Ravens, is actually coming home. Will play for the Titans. Just got signed by the Titans.
Morgan Cox, who I heard many times on Greg Neal's show.
Yes, Pro Bowl long snapper. Heck of a long snapper out of ECS.
Got a Super Bowl ring, too.
Now let's go ahead and start here. NCAA Tournament 2021. What are your 5 best bets? I know you're a betting man.
Oh, that is the truth. By the way, I got some weird information on the gambling aspects of this year's tournament. Before I jump into what are the best bets, I wanted to remind you, do you know this is the first year the tournament's being held in a gambling-friendly state? Indianapolis, the NCAA always said, no. Of course, you can go up there and you can gamble all you want. Did you know last month they had $127 million bet on basketball in February? Just that state. So, how much do you think is going to be bet this month?
And not to mention, we were a year off. We didn't have the 2020 NCAA tournament. People are ready.
People are ready to throw some cash
So
down.
who are the 5 best bets to win?
All right, so this is very simple for me. The best bet to win the tournament, I found this way. You go back to Ken Pomeroy. You look at the way he rates efficiency. So it's kind of weird. If you go back to since Ken Pomeroy started in 2002, there's an average of 27.9 in efficiency. That's offense and defense. You combine them over 100 possessions and you get your efficiency. The lowest ever to win, the lowest bar ever, was the 2014 Connecticut Huskies. They were a 7 seed. They were pretty average statistically, let's be honest. They did a 20.4. But they had enough firepower to win it all. Kemba went crazy. They got the title, and they're the lowest ever to win it. Again, the average, basically, if you want to look at an average championship, look at the 2017 UNC Tar Heels. They have a 27.9. That team was very efficient. They were good on the boards. They did everything extremely well. They were good on offense, good on defense, and they were just very sound, and they were a solid, sound champ. Now, the highest efficiency ever to win this is going to freak you out, because when I looked at this and I saw like this year's teams, I was just shocked. The highest efficiency ever team is 35.7. And again, that's offensive efficiency, defense efficiency, and you combine them over 100 possessions, bing, bang, boom, and he comes out. So you look at that, and the best ever to win the bad boy was the Virginia Cavaliers in 2019. They had a 35.7. Their team was dope on defense. Their team was dope on offense. Their team didn't make mistakes. They did everything right. That's the highest. Now, do you know that they robbed? You know who they took over for the highest? Did you know that Kansas in 2008 actually was the highest efficiency team? Do you remember that Final Four with 4 number 1 seeds? One of them happened to be who? Memphis. When I was checking this stuff out on Ken Pomeroy on his website, and I was looking at this, and I saw that Kansas 2008 was the second most efficient team ever, I was like, dadgummit! No wonder we lost in the last couple seconds. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, Cal. Anyway, so if you go over this and you look at Ken Pomeroy's stuff, you'll understand that this season, there is a whopping 26 teams that clear the low bar. The low bar. But most title winners clear the bar with plenty of room to spare. The fact that the average is 27.9, UConn brings them down at 20.4. Again, I looked it up. Gonzaga, 36.6. That's better than the dead-gum Virginia Cavaliers in 2019 were. They're in the easiest bracket. That looks like a dead-gum good bet. Michigan at 30.8 is number 2, but guess what? They're 6 points below them, and they have a big injury. Dude, a big injury to deal with.
Isaiah Livers.
Yes, and let me tell you something. Mr. Livers not being there is a big, big deal, as we saw in the Big Ten. Now, Illinois is at 3 at 30.7. I like them, but that is a tough bracket they got, man. What if they run into the 4 seed in that bracket, Oklahoma State, with Cade Cunningham, man? That's tough stuff right there. Baylor, 29.5. Don't really like them. But you know what? Who I do like? I like some teams that are a little bit off the board. Ohio State, 25.5. Alabama, 25. You won't even believe this. Virginia, 22.6. And that's where I'm going to stop. I like Virginia because they don't have a positive test. They got good news today. And guess what? No new positive test for Virginia. They're going to play. I mean, they're a 4 seed. Nobody's talking about them. They only get 1 practice. Some people are actually picking the 13 seed Ohio to upset them on Saturday night. I say malarkey. This is almost like a reprieve. They dodged a bullet, and I feel like they dodged a bullet to go back and be Virginia. I kind of like that bet. A lot of people aren't talking about them. I love Alabama, and I love Gonzaga. Gonzaga is my favorite. I mean, when you're at 36.6, that's the most efficient season ever. Now, they do play in a weak conference, but did you see some of the power teams that they slapped in the face? Like, they smacked a few of those. They smacked a 1 seed in the face, beat them by double digits. Zags don't play games. They're really, really good. I think they're the best bet. And if you want to win your office pool, you better pick the champion right. Gabe Kuhn, who's going to raise the flag this year? Is it going to be Mark Few and the Zags?
I think they have the best chance. That's my favorite. And not to mention the 2 seed from their part of the bracket, the west part of the bracket. You know who it is. It's Iowa, right?
Iowa.
Remember when Gonzaga and Iowa met during the season?
Yes, it was a beatdown.
Gonzaga won by 11 points and held Iowa to their lowest shooting percentage from 3 the entire season. I love Gonzaga. I think they have the easiest road to the Final Four, to the championship game. But we shall see. We shall see. Now, moving on, everyone likes to look at the 12-5 line for upsets, but I think sometimes you get the 13, 14, maybe even 15. We only had 1 16, not going to ask for that. But give me a 12 seed or 2 or lower that you like in the first round.
Man, I'm going to go straight up with the number 12 seed. And I'm going to a team that I think bullied their way into the NCAA tournament. And I'm going with Patrick Ewing, who got ticked off in Madison Square Gardens. Didn't like the fact that, you know what, he's like, dude, my shirt's, my jersey's hanging in the rafters. How many times am I going to walk by and you're going to stop me to see my credentials? I'm Patrick bleeping Ewing. They bullied their way. They took on their coach's persona. They bullied their way into the tournament. They went on a big run in the Big East. They had a blowout win over Creighton. And they're playing a team that played in their championship game and got slapped by the Beavers, the Colorado Buffalo. When I think of Colorado, I don't think a lot of basketball. Man, I don't really think about much unless you go back to the Cordell Stewart days, to be honest with you. But Colorado, they lost in the Pac-12 game again to the Oregon State Beaver. And the 12 seed always seems to upset a 5, don't they? Well, the Buffaloes, I don't think that they can make a deep run. I think they have a dangerous opponent. I think they're also the Colorado Buffalo from the Pac-12. They don't play football. They don't play basketball. They on the left coast, man. They don't do much out there, do they, Gabe?
I don't know how to answer that.
Dude, come on. They don't play sports. They go surfing and partying, and they
have fun. They have fun in Boulder. I'll say that much.
No, they have fun. Trust me. But the Pac-12, like, think about it. That's just call the Pac-12 the pot conference. Like, tell me one school in the
They're
Pac-12
all legalized.
that
all
don't
legalized.
have legal marijuana. Every one of them. You think I'd be out there, but I'm not. I don't know why, but I love Memphis. That's why. But I love Patrick Ewing. I love the way this team's playing. And Ewing, by the way, I don't know if you saw this. He benched his leading scorer, Javon Blair. He's bringing Blair off the bench. Since he's done that, did you know the Hoyas are 6-1? Their only loss coming to Connecticut. It's a weird thing to sit your number one scorer and have him come off the bench, but for some reason it works for him because he's too amped up right at the start of the game, makes too many mistakes. Bringing him off the bench, he gets to watch the flow of the game, comes in there and he attacks. And I'm telling you, Javon Blair is going to ball out. Georgetown, Patrick Ewing, they are going to at least get a 12-5 upset. Don't know if it's going to go much farther, but I do think I love that in the first round.
Know who I can't stop looking at, though? I'm sorry, Winthrop. Winthrop over Villanova. Villanova doesn't have Colin Gillespie. That is the guy on their team that makes it go. Now,
it is Winthrop.
Here's my issue, though. I usually try to stay away from trendy picks. But
That's
I
what I'm
don't
saying.
think – I think Winthrop with if you're talking about Villanova without Colin Gillespie, I think Winthrop is legitimately the better team.
Whoa.
I think Winthrop wins outright there. And also another one that a lot of people are looking at. I don't know much about UC Santa Barbara, but a lot of people are looking at that 12-5 matchup thinking that Creighton could get upset because Creighton struggled toward the end of the year. They were okay in their tournament. But UC Santa Barbara is another one to look out for.
You know what kills me about that one? It's just Winthrop has no quad one wins, and I don't know who they really played this year. It's just I don't know why. I don't trust them.
And maybe you're like me too. Trendy picks scare you. Trendy picks, when the money starts to shift to one side, you like to fade.
69% right now is on Winthrop of the handle.
Exactly. So once you see that, sometimes you like to fade. But I do think Winthrop can win that game. Now,
I'm going to be paying attention to that one.
Now, moving on. We had a signing this morning that's going to go under the radar because this guy...
Hold on. Is Gillespie the heart and soul of...
Yes, 100%. Absolutely.
The fact if you rip out your heart and soul, I can see how a team can go out there and just fall on their face.
And he's the guy who handles the ball. He's
yeah,
their
this
main
could
ball
be. You know
handler.
what?
It's just I think it's going to be tough for Villanova.
The more I think about it, dude, it's hard to do anything without some heart in it, right?
Yeah, and also the Ohio Virginia one. A lot of people talk about that because Jason Preston, who's going to be an NBA player, plays for Ohio. And yes, he could be very fun to watch. But I just think Virginia top to bottom is a better team. That's just the truth of it. Ohio is a MAC team. They played MAC teams all year. I can't see them going in against a sort of perennial power at this point in Virginia and beating them in the first round. Now, moving on, a signing in the NFL that's going to go under the radar because this guy has been hurt. He's been oft injured the past couple years, but A.J. Green gets picked up by the Arizona Cardinals. He joins DeAndre Hopkins, Kyler Murray, and now J.J. Watt in Arizona. How much do you like this pickup?
I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't know how much A.J. has in the tank, but if you get to leave Cincinnati, like when you were a Bulldog, you had a better you had a better chance of winning something. When you've been in Cincinnati, you've basically been in purgatory your whole deadgum career. Who even knows about Cincinnati? Now that Joe Burrow's there, maybe some LSU fans, maybe some Ohio State fans will remember that he was actually on the team. I don't know. But, dude, it's Cincinnati. Just getting out of Cincinnati is great for anyone, and you're going to hook him up. You're going to hook him up with Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins. Kirk is still somebody out there that can make a play, and he's the number 3. He's not a number 2. Do you think Christian Kirk's a number 2 on any team?
I think he's better served as a 3.
Me too. So you now have your definite dog in DeAndre Hopkins. You got A.J. Green. You got now Christian Kirk is your 3. And who's your little quarterback? A little dude who can run around, and Kyler Murray, and can spin that sucker. What he lacks in height, he makes up in heart. He is flat out a baller. He puts the ball down the field. What does A.J. Green do best? He goes up and gets the dead gum ball. Like he's rebounding. Kyler Murray can throw that junk up there for him and go up and get it. It'll open up the field for Hopkins underneath on those digs and those little drag routes. And it also helps my man Christian Kirk on those slants and stuff.
And know what I like the most about this is the Cardinals aren't taking a big risk. This is a 1-year deal. And,
1 year.
And you say about A.J. Green, you say, okay, can he be that guy? They're taking this situation the right way. Very, very low risk. Very, very high reward, in my opinion.
Man, this is only 10 years ago. He was the 4th overall pick in the draft. I mean, he still, I believe, has
several thousand-yard receiving seasons.
And yes, he's been banged up, and he hadn't done much lately. But again, would you work your tail off to come back to play for Cincinnati? I don't know if I would. Man, they stink. But I think A.J. Green is going to be a great thing, and I will tell you something. We are going to switch up gears. We've talked some football. We've talked college basketball. We got crazy stories in Hardenwood. But coming up next, we got to talk about the Grizzlies. Grizzlies, Heat. Precious Achiuwa. What? We're going to talk about that with the man, Anthony Sane. You hear him right here on Sports 56 Mornings with Pete and Sane from 7 to 10. He's next on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Get your fill of sports for lunch every weekday on Sports 56 Middays with Greg and Eli. The latest sports talk, sought after guests, your calls and texts, prize giveaways, and more every weekday from 10 to 1 on Sports 56.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything. A tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels, gold, silver, and much more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts to help you with wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis Jewelers at 4900 Poplar.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Come on, one more rep. You got this. 10. There it is. Nice work, man. You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel better than I have in years. And I got to tell you, taking Nugenix makes a huge difference for me.
Nugenix? That's the testosterone booster with TV ads with Frank Thomas. The Big Hurt, right?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is Testofen, which helps boost free testosterone levels and increase lean muscle mass.
Well, it's clearly working for you. Hey, are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, Nugenix is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Man, I need to get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix.
No problem. You just got to send them a text. Text both to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of new Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help get you back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text BOTH to 42424. That's both to 42424.
Freeware has been extended through March 31st. I'm John Conway with Conway Services. Are you considering replacing your heating and air conditioning system this spring? Conway Services and Carrier have teamed up to make now the perfect time. March is one of our slowest months of the year. Our warehouse is full and our crews are slow. So to spark business during these slow winter months, Conway Services is giving away Carrier 80% gas furnaces absolutely free with the purchase of a standard Carrier air conditioning system. That's right, purchase a Carrier air conditioning system before March 31st and get the gas furnace absolutely free. If that's not enough, we'll include an April air cleaner, a 10-year parts warranty, and a free Nest thermostat, plus 12 months interest-free. See why I still call it February through March 31st? And you know with Conway Services, you'll be receiving our award-winning service every time. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system, we'll come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Taqueria Express number 6 is now open at 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has locations all over Memphis, serving the best and most authentic Mexican food. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead at 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Plus, online delivery options through Uber Eats is coming soon. Stop into Taqueria Express number 6 at 6290 Winchester Road and find out how you could win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express number 6 is now open.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
They used to tell me, boy, you ain't going nowhere. With your cheap guitar and your big long hair. You gotta realize all your responsibility.
What is up? Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your good buddy Johnny Radio. Y'all know who Gabe Kuhn is. And man, at 1:30's on Wednesday, on the beautiful hump day, on St. Patrick's Day, by the way. What is the great St. Patrick's Day saying? What's the one you like? Do you have a saying for St. Patrick's Day?
I don't know. Isn't the common one like "Kiss Me, I'm Irish"?
Yeah, it's the only one I know.
Yeah, I don't know any other ones.
70236.
Do you like Irish food? Me and Greg were talking about that.
What is Irish food? Like,
I don't know.
Man.
There's shepherd's pie.
Nope.
You don't like shepherd's pie?
I've never had a shepherd's pie. I don't even know what's in a shepherd's pie.
It's like,
dude, it sounds like
it's like ground beef or lamb or whatever they have at the bottom.
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
And they got like peas and carrots covered in mashed
peas and
potatoes.
carrots. Not digging that one either. I put the carrots at least in my juicer. I don't know. I think I'm good. I like Jameson.
You like Irish coffee? There we go.
Oh, I
Nice.
like Baileys and coffee. And
Irish
you know what? I like a little Frangelic in it.
I can do an Irish car bomb every now and then.
I love a good Irish car bomb. By the way, I have got off completely sidetracked. I'm going to bring on my good buddy Anthony Sane. He co-hosts Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM. Gabe, will you bring in Mr. Anthony Sane? Mr. Sane, how is life treating you?
Man, I'm good, man. Sitting up laughing at this pseudo breaking news of the Oklahoma City Thunder trading Trevor Ariza to Miami for Myers Leonard in the second round pick.
Wait, that just happened?
Just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. Literally while you were bringing the show back in. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You know,
I'm kind of scared.
Myers Leonard had the insensitive comments he made while playing the video game, and they traded him to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, he said the wrong F word, didn't he?
Yeah.
K word.
Oh, yeah, K word. I can't remember. No, who said the wrong F word? Oh, that was Justin Thomas, who just won the PGA, TBC Salt South. What was it?
It was the Players Championship.
Players Championship. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting my racial.
Come on, man, get your racial.
I've got to get that stuff right. I'm sorry about that, Saying. I appreciate it, but man, is this going to make Jimmy Buckets happy or what?
Probably so, bro. Because after kind of showing yourself off like Myers Leonard did, I'm sure his teammates aren't the happiest guys. But he also stood up. He also stood up while the other guys protested during the bubble.
So this is definitely like the Heat just kind of cleansing themselves. It seems like so they can make another run, because one thing the Heat have been doing right now is winning basketball games. They've won 5 straight. They're going for their 6th straight win. The good thing for the Grizzlies though is they're 10-10 on the road. So they're 500 on the road. They're 17-7 though against teams under 500, which the Grizzlies currently are 2 games under 500. I don't know. I'm so confused about this. Saying I even talked to you earlier about this. The Heat opened up as a 2-point favorite. Right this second, the Memphis Grizzlies are 1.5-point favorites. Why is everybody and their grandmother betting on the Grizzlies tonight against the Heat?
I don't know, because the Heat have Mo Harkless and Iguodala out, so that's not moving the needle or anything. I don't know what's going on there at all.
Man,
when we talked about that this morning, I didn't understand what that line, why the line was moving that way.
And when we talked, the line was only, I think, 1. Now it's gone even up. The Grizzlies have gone more to 1.5-point favorites. It's weird. And the Grizzlies have been 4-6 in their last 10 games. They're averaging 113 points. They're not doing good on the board. It seems like only getting 46 boards a game. And I don't know, man. It's weird. Their shooting percentages down. They're not holding teams. What's up? Why are the Grizzlies struggling right now?
I think part of it is the schedule. They're playing so many games on top of each other.
Okay.
And that's going to carry out through the rest of the season. And the way that the amount of guys they have in their rotation, playing that many guys, it can be good and it can be bad as well. Guys aren't really been able to really get into their rhythm. You're taking guys out doing weird parts of the game, sitting guys out for weird stretches of the game. Nobody's really playing no more than, high 20s, low 30s in minutes. It's kind of a strange thing that they're doing. Just trying to find their way, constantly changing their rotations around because guys being in and out of the lineup. Just trying to find their way. But, this is one of those years where they pretty much came out and said that they're focusing and prioritizing development and evaluation. So, when that thing happens, you have to, get as many guys out there on the court as you can. But, you're just going through a rough patch right now.
Yeah, they are going through a rough patch. In their last game, Devin Booker and Chris Paul just took the guards to task and just basically smoked the Grizzlies. 122-99 was the final. When you look at this matchup with the Heat, is it as bad a matchup as basically the Suns were?
It can be, especially with a guy like Jimmy Butler, who, he's back. You talk about one of the better perimeter players in the league, and Jimmy Butler, a guy who can just do so many things with the basketball. We joked today on the show, me and Zach were joking about how, the Heat got Justice Winslow, as a rookie or whatever. And he was a guy who got Jimmy Butler comps coming out of college. And then they actually got the real Jimmy Butler. Like, all right, Justice, well, it's been real, but we actually got the real version. So, we'll wish you the best, So he's a hell of a player, man. And this Heat team, can't forget that they were in the NBA Finals last year, went on that great run in the bubble. And, if they can ever find some of that magic from last year, they're a team that can definitely be a contender in the East still. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Grizzlies. Every game, can be a tough matchup for us, especially, like I said, with us playing so many games consecutively and so close within such a short time.
Do you expect to see Desmond Bane back in the starting lineup again tonight?
We talked about that this morning, too, but had Rob Fisher on the show today, and I'm leaning towards no. I'm thinking that Grayson Allen probably gets back into the starting lineup today.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Jenkins, he really doesn't make too many roster changes. When he makes them, it's always based on injury or something like that. And now that we saw Grayson come back into the rotation, he'll look well. I'm sure. I mean, he's earned it. I mean, he's shown that he's ready to be that starting shooting guard in the 3-guard lineup that the Grizzlies use. Desmond, a guy, he'll be here for a while. He's done well coming off the bench as well. Kind of struggled in the last couple of games, trying to find his way. I'm not really a fan of some of the things that Desmond Bane does as far as he kind of looks to create off the dribble a little bit too much for me, and it gets kind of frustrating because he's one of the better shooters probably in the entire NBA.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, instead of just letting it fly, he's getting the ball, he's making dribble moves, trying to get to the basket. Seems like he's able to get his shot off. I'm not sure if that's the problem. I remember when Courtney Lee was here, he was the guy that we used to complain about not taking enough threes. A lot of times, Courtney Lee had trouble getting his shot off in traffic. But Desmond seems to have a pretty efficient jump shot, but not really sure what the reluctance is. But he's got to be more cognizant of that and ready to let it fly. And he still hasn't really gotten there. But he'll be here. He'll get it together in time, I'm sure. But as you were saying, I wouldn't be surprised to see Grayson back in that starting lineup.
I wouldn't either. I'll tell you one thing that's also weird, though. Bane needs to let it fly more often. Ja Morant needs to let it fly less from three. Last game against the Suns, he didn't even shoot a three-pointer. Is that something that he's trying to make a conscious effort of?
You're saying Ja again?
Yeah, Ja. This time Ja. Like, he didn't even shoot a single three against the Suns.
I'm getting hypnotized by this rain, man, in my window. Yeah, man, Ja, he's got to figure that jump shot out, man. I'm not mad at him for taking it. Teams are leaving you out there like that. You got to take it to kind of make them honest. It would be better if he was making it more, but he's got to at least take that shot. And he's got Ja has a great floater. You like to see him use that more. In that game against Denver where he didn't get the foul call, I would like to see him take that floater, a quick jump shot, mid-range jump shot, instead of trying to take it to the basket. But that's not in this game yet, so it's kind of disappointing. But I've got faith in Ja, man. He's really struggling right now. He's had some games where he's had great scoring outbursts. Then he has games where he has kind of where it seems like he's struggling to score 15, 16 points. Not having the most efficient games right now, but I think he'll figure it out. I think he's when you're talking about elite level players like what he is, I think he'll get it together. But he's definitely going through kind of a dry spell right now.
JV, Jonas Valanciunas, been playing great, to be honest with you, I think, with the Grizzlies. I'm kind of curious where you think he is when it comes to the centers. I know it's 2021. These aren't the days of, Shaq. These are not, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, all that stuff, Keem Olajuwon. But centers are still very vital and important. Where would you rank him, the upper 15 or the lower 15?
Oh, yeah, he's in the upper 15 without a doubt, especially just looking at pure production. I still kind of go back and forth about JV's particular fit with the Grizzlies, especially long term. But you can't deny that he's one of the top big men in the league. He's definitely a throwback big man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not taking it. He was taking a 3-point shot more at the end of last year and this year. But he's kind of going back to just being just your meat and potatoes, back to the basket, big man. And I'm not really mad at that. My perfect role I love for JV to be is just a big who could just get, eat up all the rebounds and just give you garbage baskets. A guy who you don't particularly have to run offense through or do anything to get him going. Just kind of finding his way throughout the game. That's how I like him to be. He's more of a high maintenance big, so to speak, who kind of needs his touches to get going. That's the part about his game that I don't really like as far as what the Grizzlies like to do and how they like to play. But yeah, he's been great, man. He's been amazing. He's done a lot of things to try to change his game to fit more the Taylor Jenkins system. But defensively, he still has some things that frustrate you as someone who watches the games. But yeah, JV's been an amazing talent, and he's really came along here in Memphis and found his way.
Man, he really has found his way, and I'll tell you, I don't know, man. I thought he was kind of a throw-in when we first got him. I didn't think much about it, and he's turned out to be a heck of a baller. I got to ask you though, this is weird. I saw in the commercial appeal today, they're talking about Precious Achiuwa still applying lessons from Penny Hardaway in the NBA. I've heard, people around town, talking about, Precious Achiuwa, he's coming back to the FedEx Forum tonight to play the Grizzlies. And they'll say things like, this is something that's good for, the Tigers. You talk about, like, when they see Wiseman in the NBA, they see Precious Achiuwa, because the Tigers aren't in March Madness, man. They're in the NIT. So is this game bigger for the Tigers, actually, because Precious Achiuwa is in town than it actually could be for the Grizzlies?
Not really sure I'll say that. I've heard a lot of people saying things about, players, seeing players go on to do well in the NBA and all those type of things, and how that's kind of good marketing for the University of Memphis, things like that. I hear that. I don't particularly buy into those type of things. The best marketing for University of Memphis is for guys to go there. Yeah, it'd be win games. You know what I mean? Like for the DJ Jeffries of the world, the DJ Jeffries, the Boogie Ellis, the Lester Quinones. For those guys who are heralded, 5 and 4-star players, the best way to represent University of Memphis for those guys to actually pan out and be great players, in college. Those things are what brings attention to your university when you're actually good on the court, when you're in the NCAA tournament and you're shining on the greatest stage. It's great to have those kind of things. Guys like Precious, guys like Will Barton, who are ambassadors for the school, James Wiseman, those type of guys. Those things are great, but actually winning games and getting to the NCAA tournament, those are the things that can shine and showcase on your program.
Man, you ain't lying. Do you expect to see a lot of Precious tonight?
Yeah, I do. He's getting he's playing in the 20s as far as minutes per game. Really been exactly what people thought he'd be there. Miami is the perfect environment for him. Extremely proud of Precious, happy for him. He's one of those guys who really came here and he embraced the city, he embraced the school, and he embraced his roles, whatever role it was that Coach Penny Hardaway had for him. He definitely slid in and did those things, and I'm just glad to see him continue to be the guy that we all knew he was college level here in the NBA.
Now, I got to also talk about Justice Winslow. He's going to face his old team. What do you think that's going to be like for him? You think it's going to be just like, old hat, no big deal? Or is he going to go out there with a little spunk tonight?
Well, the last time we saw Justice kind of overdoing it was his debut with the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
so I hope it's not
that was bad.
I hope he kind of lets the game come to him. I hope he's not, super wound up. And also the last time we saw him super wound up like that, he messed his hip up in the bubble. So you remember he did the interview, he was screaming and he was on 10. So hope he just kind of lets the game come to him. I'm sure he's going to be amped up, want to go against those guys. I'm sure he has a lot of friends over there on the other side with the Heat. But I just, hope he has a great game. I hope he can show them up. Hope he can let them know, kind of what they lost out on or whatever. But I just hope he doesn't overdo it, because whenever he overdoes things, it's not really the best result as we've seen.
Yeah, it really isn't. You still liking everything Taylor Jenkins is doing?
Yeah, he's fine, man. I think he's a good coach. I think he creates a good environment, a great culture with the team. I don't really like how he doesn't coach off the field, though. He kind of has set rotations, and I kind of compare what he does to, not as a slight him or anything, but my daughter played volleyball in high school, and volleyball is one of those games where the coaching is all, as far as substitutions is concerned, it's kind of on a set rotation, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it used to frustrate me when during the closing moments of the game, I used to always wonder why the 6 best girls weren't on the court, you know what I mean? And it kind of looks like that with Coach Jenkins sometimes. He doesn't coach off the field, and he struggles to do it. But, you know, and when we played the Thunder, there was a stretch where JV, Dylan, and Ja were all sitting on the bench while our double-digit lead was just dwindling away. And I was like, man, you have to be cognizant of that and know when to, you know, get your guys back on the court. And if you're going to lose with your best guys out there, and don't lose with any bullets left in the chamber. And a lot of times with them, it feels like we're losing with bullets left in the chamber. And that's a frustration point for me.
Yeah, that is frustrating, man. Come on, let it fire away. Now, this is very important. Do you, because I got to ask, I want to know who you think, just period. Do you think the Grizzlies come out there and have a really good game? You think Justice Winslow, maybe that's why the Grizzlies are favored? Do you think he's got a little extra spunk? And I know what you say about that first game, but he's been playing a lot better.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And again, you got Grayson Allen coming back possibly in the starting lineup. Bane more to his original role. I don't know, man. Is that possibly why this Heat team is now an underdog? And do you expect the Grizzlies to get a win, or do you expect them to lose and the Heat to go for 6-0?
I don't understand that line at all, man. Like, we've been wrestling with that all day. I was like, I hope Johnny didn't ask me about that because I don't have an intelligent answer for that.
Dude, I'm telling you, I can't stop looking at it.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, you know, the Heat have won so many games in a row, and we've lost 3 straight. Maybe it's a thing where they figure that, you know, both of those streaks are set to end soon or something. I don't know. But I kind of know what this season is for the Grizzlies, so wins and losses don't really bother me. That Thunder loss bothers me because that's the team that you should beat even if you're not really trying to win. So, and just the manner in which we lost that lead in the fourth quarter bothers me. But it's hard to really say what games I predict us to win, what games I predict us to lose, because this Grizzly team, the games you count them out in, they go out there and they blow out the best teams in the league. And games you expect them to win, they lose sometimes. So it's going to be hard to predict. I just want to see guys get better. Love to see Desmond Bane bounce back. Want to see Jog come back, man. He really got up last year against Kendrick Nunn. So maybe seeing Kendrick Nunn on the other side can really help him out because he really got up for those games last year. I don't know. Maybe Vegas saw something with the Iguodala thing. I don't know, man. It's a strange thing to figure out, but I can't really call what we'll see tonight.
Man, Anthony, I appreciate your time. Everybody out there, do me a huge favor. Follow Anthony at Sane Asylum on Twitter. It's at Sane Asylum on Twitter. Listen to him from 7010 right here on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM with his co-host Peter Edmiston on Sports 56 Mornings. And watch a lot of basketball so you know what he's talking about. Sane, be good out there, my friend. Enjoy your St. Patrick's Day. You going to drink some beer today?
Man, if this weather lets me out here, man, I will, man. This would have been my dad's birthday today, too. My dad passed away a few years ago, so St. Patrick's Day is different, but I want to get out here, man, but it depends on what this weather looks like.
Man, have a blessed day, Sane.
All right, man.
That's my buddy Anthony Sane. Follow him at Sane Asylum. And remember one thing, when life hands you lemons, what are you going to do? You're going to make a dead gum lemon drop. You're just going to make sure you make it with Tito's handmade vodka. Tito's is crafted here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It is a baller shot caller vodka, 100% corn-based, so it's absolutely gluten-free. It's stilled. That's a rare thing. Actually, the still method is how they make the vodka. It's a very rare thing on the vodka scene that would give it this sweet flavor, which is slightly sweet with that black pepper note, balancing out anything, whether you're drinking it neat or you're crafting a cocktail, maybe a Cosmo, a martini, vodka, lemonade, whatever you're drinking, you're going to love it if it's made with Tito's handmade vodka. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Remember this. I'm going to tell you on the other side who's going to be the starting shortstop for the Cleveland Indians, what's going on with Francisco Lindor, and what the heck happened to Adam Rosario, a dude who averaged 33 home runs, 103 RBIs for every 162 games since he came up in 2017, and the Twins just let him go? Well, wait till you find out what the Indians are doing with him on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
There's always one team that ruins your bracket. That's why I'm betting the tournament on FanDuel Sportsbook, America's #1 sportsbook. On FanDuel, your first bet is risk-free. New users get up to $1,000 in site credit back if your first bet doesn't win, with games day and night, an easy-to-use app, multiple deposits, and fast withdrawals. Your next chance to win with FanDuel is only minutes away. If that's not enough, FanDuel wants to make you a millionaire. They're giving away $1 million to one lucky bettor. New and existing users get an additional shot at the payout every day you bet the tournament. So if you want a shot at becoming a millionaire or even a thousandaire, download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Just use promo code CASH so they know I sent you. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. No purchase necessary. Restrictions apply for the $1 million drawing. Risk-free offer for first online real money wager only. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 14 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Do you want a greener, more weed-free lawn? If you're like me, you can't stand the sight of dandelions, clover, or especially crabgrass. Hi, I'm Brandon Hawley, president of Lawn Solutions. We are your locally owned and operated weed control and fertilization company. We are also experts in disease and insect control on your lawn and landscape. Our uniformed technicians are full-time, year-round licensed and certified by the state of Tennessee. Lawn Solutions' personalized service is far more superior to that of national companies that promise but simply cannot deliver. We return phone calls, we keep appointments, and we want your business. What we will not do is bother you with endless phone calls or junk mail. Lawn Solutions will not sell you something your lawn doesn't need. If you're looking for a local lawn care company to kill your weeds and feed your grass, then Lawn Solutions is the finest. Call us at 867-5626. That's 867-5626. Or go online at lawnsolutionsinc.net. From our family to yours, we want to thank you for your business.
Hi, I'm Tito Beverage, founder and master distiller at Tito's Handmade Vodka. In 1997, I started the first micro distillery in the state of Texas with my dog, Dog Joe, at my side. We're still working with dogs out at the distillery after all these years. Learn more about how dogs are a part of life here at Tito's Handmade Vodka at vodkafordogpeople.com. Tito's Handmade Vodka is made from corn and naturally gluten-free. Cheers. 80 proof Tito's Handmade Vodka, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas. Tito'sVodka.com.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your good buddy Johnny Radio, and guess what I just found out, Gabe Kuhn? I didn't find out it was St. Patrick's Day. I did know that. But do you know what I found out while we were during the break? I found out where you can get some Irish food. You won't believe this.
Celtic Crossing?
That's one.
Okay.
That is one. I didn't think about that. That's another
That's the only one I know. So.
It's the only one. Well, dude, guess what Neil's Bar and Grill's doing today? They got Irish stew, corned beef and cabbage, shepherd's pie. What is shepherd's pie again?
Shepherd's pie is fire.
It really is fire?
I think that, well, the thing is, the meat at the bottom, I've seen it done with multiple meat. I think it's normally done with lamb.
Probably why they call it a shepherd pie.
Yeah, actually. But it's ground lamb with peas and carrots and then mashed potatoes.
Peas and carrots. Sorry, I don't know.
We went together like peas and carrots.
Well, you know what else is over at Neil's today? By the way, you know where Neil's is. Right down the street from us is where the Fat Man rocks. And guess what? They got $3.75 Killian's. Do you remember Killian's Red? I haven't had one since college. Sorry.
I've never heard of Killian's.
You've never
Until
heard
you
it?
just mentioned it at the break.
It's like the only
but
beer
it's
I
good.
can see
You're telling
because
me
it's red.
It's all right.
When you're a
is it a heavy beer?
Nah, not at all. That's what I'm saying. Like you can get Killian's or you can get Guinness. Killian's is $3.75. Guinness is only $7.25. They have green beer in a pint for $2. They have pitchers for $6 of green beer, and they have buckets of domestic bottles for $16. Don't forget your shots of Irish whiskey, only $6. Neil's St. Patrick's Day. Come hungry, leave happy, enjoy life. Neil's, where the Fat Man rocks. Mr. Coon, you know Francisco Lindor is playing for the Mets this year, right?
Yep.
Do you know he hit his first home run yesterday?
I did not.
He did. It was a nice one. He ripped that bad boy. The Mets know who their starting shortstop is. Well, last year he started for Cleveland. Do you know what Cleveland's doing about their shortstop situation? It's weird. They have Adam Rosario, who was a shortstop for the Twins since 2017. This man averages 33 homers, 103 RBI every 162 games since he came up. They also have a problem, though. They have a 22-year-old phenom, and everybody thinks this dude, Andres Jimenez, is going to be a straight-up baller. He's 22 years old. He's hitting .333 right now. He's got 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and only 6 spring training games. He's flashed some defensive brilliance over there. He looks great. I think he's ready for the show. And you know what proves me that he's going to be the starting shortstop, even though Terry Francona has not come out and says that Jimenez will be the starting shortstop, is I watched some spring baseball yesterday because I'm kind of a loser. I love baseball. Do you know who made 3 errors in 3 innings in center field? Adam Rosario. Just because you're a shortstop and you're the greatest dude at catching ground balls, you can't just throw a dude in center field and expect him to go get everything. He dropped 2 fly balls yesterday. One of them was it was over his head. He was running back for it, and he just short-armed it. I mean, he missed it by a good 3 inches. Didn't even hit his glove. And then another one he was coming in on, and he didn't know if he wanted to put his glove underneath it or go run at it and grab it. And he was kind of going back and forth, and he looked so lost out there. Then he had the worst throw I've ever seen for a center fielder, and I've seen some bad center fielding arms. Adam Rosario, this dude can flat out rake, but I don't know if you can make him a center fielder. I know everybody thinks you can just throw people in the outfield. Yeah, you can throw some big dudes that can rake over in right field. But center field, you actually need to be able to cover some dead gum ground. Look at Ronald Acuna. Dude can flat out rake, but he actually can play some defense. Mike Trout, look at him in center field. I mean, these are the best of the best. I'm talking about 2 best players in baseball, practically right now. Sorry, but what I'm saying is you can't just say, hey, you played shortstop, so you can go into center field. Now, he's still got time to work on it, but if you made 3 errors in 3 consecutive innings and gave up 8 unearned runs in those 3 innings, would you want that guy as your center fielder if you were a pitcher?
No.
Hail to the no-no. No. What is it, Bishop Bullwinkle? Hail to the no-no, to the no-no. Speaking of the no-no, I'll tell you something. Don't get bunk boots. The way to do that? Go to Frontier Western Store. Frontier Western Store is down at 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch, or you can go online to frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated since 1967. They got you covered in style. They got your boots. They got your jeans. They got your kids' wear. They got a ladies' boutique. They got everything you need. Go on down there. Get your stuff. Look good. They got work boots, dress boots, everything. It's the largest boot showroom on the planet, man. Frontier Western Store. By the way, you get shipping, $75 or more, absolutely free. Orders are shipped within 24 hours. They don't play no games. Check them out, frontierwesternstore.com or Frontier Western Store at 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Mr. Gabe Kuhn, we're going to come back and talk some National Football League stuff, and plus we got a Jake Paul fight. But we're going to talk in Hardenwood about their musical lineup, because this is what kind of festivals do y'all do these days? Fly Fest or something? X-Fest? What's the word? Burning Man. Burning Man. Do y'all still do Burning Man?
I don't know.
Never been to Burning Man? Oh, my goodness.
Coachella,
that's one. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies. We will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Five-Ash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five-Ash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Hey, I heard that you just got a new car.
Yes, I sure did, and I could not believe how simple it was.
Really? Tell me what happened.
I bought my car at Cars Inc. They are family owned, and the choices of cars were the best I've ever seen. They even said they could price match with anyone and help me with whatever financing I needed.
Wow, it does sound like they know what they are doing.
Their family has been in the car business for over 30 years, and they're excited about being in Memphis.
Where are they?
5095 Cummington Way, and their phone number is 901-623-7180.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now. Luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your good buddy, Johnny Radio. Gabe Coons in the house. We're going to take you home till 3 o'clock, and then we're going to pass this bad boy off to Wolo and Stats. And we got crazy stories, man. We got stories that just don't even make sense. We got LeBron James, by the way. He bought part of ownership of he bought a 2% stake in the Boston Red Sox. You'd be surprised how much that 2% cost. Wowzers. Very fascinating stuff. We'll talk about that. Plus, we got to talk about the Jake Paul lineup. I'm shocked. The performers that are going to be at the Ben Askren-Jake Paul fight, it's an insane musical lineup. It's a dope musical lineup. Snoop's going to be there with a whole bunch of other people. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be great. I can't wait. Plus, we have Deshaun Watson news, and it has nothing to do with where he's going. But it might help him get him out of town. We'll talk about that and so many more things. But first, I got to tell you, this whole hour is brought to you by my friends over at Tito's Vodka. Tito's Vodka is simply the best. It's a top 10 vodka in the world. It's just not priced like one. Why? Because it's distilled right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. That gives you a great price point because you don't have to ship it across the oceans or the ponds and all that good stuff. Tito's handmade vodka, the thing that separates it apart from everything else, though, is they do the pot still method, a rare thing on the vodka scene. The flavor slightly sweet with a black pepper note, balancing everything out. I don't care if you're crafting a cocktail, you're drinking it neat, whatever you're doing, Cosmo, Martini, olives, man, whatever you like. They got you. Just a touch of vermouth, no vermouth, whatever. They got you. Just remember one thing. Make sure the vodka you use is Tito's handmade vodka. When life hands you lemons, what do? You make a lemon drop. Just make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Gabe Kuhn, are you ready to talk a little bit of football with me, sir?
Born ready.
Born ready. Man, why is that always... Man, have you ever seen the Bourne shows?
Like Bourne...
What's his name? Jason Bourne? Yeah. I've never seen
that's
one.
Jason Bourne. No, I never got into him.
I never have either.
So
Everybody
I don't think
thinks I'm
you're the
crazy,
only one.
so I'm glad I'm not the crazy person. But we've had a lot of stuff go down. I wanted to first ask you this. Do you think that the money, the spending spree that's going on in New England, we talked about this.
$137.5 million.
Goodness
worth of cap
gracious.
space. You said that was second all time, right?
It's the second
in
most in a single
And,
offseason all time.
And from what I understand, they might end up breaking it before it's all said and done, right?
Yeah,
they're not done according to a lot of sources.
They got still another hour and 56 minutes to make a deal, and then then it's going to be a new NFL season and all that good stuff is going to be closed down. But yeah, but the weird thing to me about it is I think about what the Patriots are doing. I think about all the players they brought in. They're baller shot callers. I mean, I've already talked about Matthew Judon, 4 years, $56 million up there. You got Jonnu Smith. Don't forget about Hunter Henry, 2 tight end sets. Reminds you of the days of Gronk and Hernandez. Just don't want to turn out like a Hernandez. Both be like Gronk, maybe. Be like Gronk. Yeah, go Gronking. Then the other thing is they got Jalen Mills. They need another DB. They got Nelson Aguilar, which I don't know how stoked I am about that. But hey, you need a big target.
It works.
A big target for Cam Newton is a big
a fast
deal.
target.
Fast target. Yeah.
Aguilar's not all that big. He's like
for a wide receiver,
6'1".
Yeah, I was gonna say for a wide receiver, being 6'1" to 6'3" is a pretty
he's
big
more
wide
of a speedy
receiver.
guy, but he's got to catch the
Dude,
ball.
when you're 6'3" to 6'5", you're a monster.
With Cam Newton, you got to worry about tight ends more than anything. Cam Newton's arms, he's not going to be able to air out the ball like he used to. And honestly, it's crazy because all of these signings, I think they were good signings. I think the Patriots filled positions of need, did what they needed to do. But it's
6'1".
all, I think, going to bank on what Cam Newton you see next year. Does he feel better? Does his shoulder feel better? How does he feel going into next year? I think that's going to make the entire thing go if it does go. And if he sort of has a replay of last year, I don't think that Patriots team will be all that good.
Ooh.
Even still. Again, I think they did what they needed to do, but Cam Newton's going to have to be a different player this year.
Did you see Cam on social media?
Yeah, I see Cam. on
Did
social
you
media.
see him go saying how he was basically trash last
Yeah,
year?
and then he practices in the offseason with trash cans next to him to remind him not to be that.
I'm sorry.
But he
That
did
was
it. But of
awesome.
course, he did it in all of his font. You know the font he uses with all the weird
Yes.
characters and everything else.
Yes, he is. He's a wild one. By the way, he's thrilled though.
Can I say I really do root for Cam Newton? I want it to work out.
It's the second season. They didn't have an off season. They didn't have preseason games. He basically had to come in there and start playing from week one. I know it wasn't, the ideal situation if you're a quarterback and you're changing teams. Tom Brady, though, changed teams. He did cheat. He was in Florida, so he did have practice on high school fields. I'm just kidding. He didn't cheat, y'all. Don't have to text me at 70236. But he won the championship. So a new quarterback to a new team, it kind of hurts that argument when you see Tom Brady go to Tampa for the first year and he wins the title. Cam goes to the Patriots for the first year and throws a ton of interceptions. And throws the ball on the ground more times than he throws the ball into the wide receiver's chest. But He seems to be very excited about all the moves that they're making. He says that his shoulder's gotten better. He says he's finally feeling healthy. And he also mentioned that he feels fully recovered from COVID. So is there, like, the way he talks about it, it's like if you're a Cam fan or a Patriots fan and you're seeing all this, I could see how you could get a belief in this whole.
100%. Well, I think here's the weird thing about it. And you know how Boston sports fans are. You know how Boston radio talkers are. They're a little weird. They stick to narratives and they don't seem to get up off of them very easily. But I will say that Cam Newton, he's sort of a show you, not tell you type of guy. And some people might disagree with what I'm saying, but he really does try to tell people he's not happy with what happened. He wants to change it, but he's got to show people that he's going to change it. That's what I've always appreciated that about Cam Newton.
I have too. I agree with that one. The other thing I was going to say, though, just real quick about this before I jumped off of it, I wanted to bring this up. So I found this because you asked me. They're number 2 at $137.5 million in guaranteed money in the offseason. So I went and looked this up. The Dolphins spent the most, and it was last year. They spent $147.2 million. The Dolphins missed the playoffs last year. The Jets in 2019 spent $131.4 million. Now third all time. They missed the playoffs. 2019. The Giants spent $107 million. Fourth. They lost in the first wild card game they played in.
So what you're saying is history does not treat those who spend a bunch of money in free agency very well.
Nope, and because then you have the Jets at $105 million in 2018, and they missed the playoffs as well. So you don't have a single playoff win for the top 5 spending teams in the offseason in NFL history. Is that shocking to you? Like when you spend
that is very shocking. You expect to be good.
Yeah, when you're bringing in all that talent. And by the way, I thought the Eagles would be on this.
Let's be fair with the Dolphins last year, though, because the Dolphins did improve drastically. 10-win team, coming from where they came from. They just needed
Tua Tagovailoa just sunk them.
And here's the thing: if they would have started Ryan Fitzpatrick, I wonder.
They probably would have made the playoffs.
I really wonder. And we said that when it happened too.
Mm-hmm.
I never get to know now.
Last but not least, and I'm jumping off Boston fans because it's not Boston radio, but dude, the Nelson Aguilar contract, that means he's going to be a starter, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, he's what they have. Who's the guy they have? Jacoby.
Kendrick Bourne.
Kendrick Bourne will probably play.
He'll probably play too.
Amount. Jacoby.
I thought they got rid of.
Oh my gosh, I forget his name.
It's just all crazy.
Their wide receiver, the guy who actually played well for them last year, for the most part. They just didn't have anything last year. And that was what Bill Belichick said at the beginning of the year, is that they were just so cornered by that cap situation. They had no money to spend last offseason. They were screwed. And then this year, I think he was sick of not being able to spend money. So he went out and spent all the money he could. Jacoby Myers.
Oh, yeah. Fun stuff. Jacoby Myers. Love you, buddy.
Their best wide receiver. Now, let's move East Coast, and I want to go West Coast now.
All right, let's go.
49ers.
Big
did you
contract.
see what they did today?
What was it, $138 million?
$138.06 million guaranteed for their left tackle, Trent Williams. I love it. I think that in this league you have to spend money on your O-line.
Yes, you do.
But the funny thing about him, and I'll get to who else they signed, the funny thing about that contract is he decided that he was going to beat out the highest paid O-lineman by $10,000. So per year, David Bakhtiari was the highest paid O-lineman in history at $23 million a year. Trent Williams, $23 million, or $23,010,000 a year. And David Bakhtiari said he's like, you're so petty, man. You're so petty. You could, like when he was talking, I want to be the highest paid. And they're like, all right, we'll give you $10,000 past the highest paid. All right, cool. Deal.
Cool.
But also today, are you familiar with Alex Mack? Center that's played for the Falcons for years.
Oh, yeah, dude.
He's played for the Browns before. He's a Pro Bowl guy, all-pro several times.
Did the 49ers get him too?
49ers signed him today.
Gracious.
That team, and I think it's contingent upon health because that's been their big issue. That team, I think, is the team to beat in the NFC West, even over the Rams.
Whoa.
You get Nick Bosa healthy.
Wait.
You have
Matt Stafford led Rams with that defense, and then also don't forget about Kyler Murray getting AJ
I
Green.
understand.
I mean, both those teams are improving.
Let's be real, though. Best defense in the division, I think, is between the Rams and the Niners. I think it's very, very debatable. But the Niners' play style I like with the type of defense they have.
Who's going to be the 49ers quarterback?
Probably by the time we get around to see it, it'll probably be Jimmy G.
You think Jimmy G?
But again,
Sam
they're
Darnold's
building
still somebody you could probably get.
They have built this O-line that is incredible at run blocking. They run the ball a whole lot. They do a lot of play action. I think Jimmy G can do that. George Kittle's a fantastic blocking tight end. That defense, once Nick Bosa comes back, is going to be fantastic. I like that team. Them and the Rams are at the top of that division, and I wonder how that'll shape out. That'll be one of the best divisions to look at in the NFL.
It will. It really will be. It'll be absolutely scary. Everybody knows the worst division, the NFC East. We're talking about.
Now, let me step back a little bit though, because the Rams. I think the Rams could edge out the 49ers, but
Sean
I do
McVay
like the 49ers
with
a
Matt
lot.
Stafford, I really like. And that defense being as cold-blooded as it is, you got a corner in Jalen Ramsey that just locks it up. Your defense is nasty as all get out. Aaron Donald just wrecking things in the middle.
That'll be a pretty good stylistic matchup, that interdivisional matchup. You have a team in the 49ers who loves that run play action style stuff, and I think the Rams are going to go to a lot more drop back passing with Matt Stafford. Put him in the gun a little more, give him a little more freedom, because they Sean McVay did not like giving Jared Goff the freedom to be in gun and consistently push the ball down the field.
Is there any chance that the AFC East could be as competitive as the NFC West? I mean, Buffalo is right now the best. We talked about what Miami spent last year and what they're still doing this year. They've got tons of pieces. They play great defense. They got everything. They just need quarterback play. Patriots spent $137.5 million, second most. Cam Newton says he's ready to roll. Bill Belichick is still pissed off that Tom Brady held up a Lombardi without him.
But let's talk about the bottom of the division.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. Robert Salah is out in New York. They brought in a lot of new pieces. If they went out and got a quarterback, if they traded for a quarterback, I don't know. I'm wondering, is there any chance that the Jets actually have a significant upgrade and win maybe 7 football games this year?
I think they'll be upgraded, but I don't know if it'll show in wins. You see what I mean?
They'll cover some games, but they ain't gonna win.
Are they in any way to you right now a team that can compete to win consistently week in, week out? Like with what they have. Now, I'm not saying they're a finished product for the whole offseason. They have chances to make trades and do everything else, and they can improve in the draft. But do you see that team in its current makeup with any chance to win more than 5-6 games?
Probably not.
So, and when you look at the bottom of the division in the NFC West, the bottom of the division is the Cardinals. That's a good football team.
Or maybe I think it
maybe
might
the
be
Seahawks.
the Seahawks this year.
But maybe. But
after Russ basically dogged out his offensive line, you think they're going to come back next year and shake ready to block for him?
But that team still has much talent on the offensive side of the ball.
Lockett,
Russell Wilson,
Metcalf,
Lockett. It's what you need. Now they need offensive line help.
They need defense to play better for the whole season instead of just the second half. And in that playoff game, that defense got worked.
It's bizarre to think the Seahawks may be a bottom half NFC West team.
Yeah, that NFC West is nasty. But I will say, I got to also ask you: is the NFC East basically the New York Jets from top to bottom? Like
Explain.
The whole division still stinks. Dallas Cowboy has no defense. The New York Giants are the New York Giants. The Philadelphia Eagles. Now, I mean, I don't know what the Eagles are going to put on the field next year.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is going to start quarterback.
Jalen Hurts.
I mean, that's right. That's the only choice.
Right now it is. It's really weird to think about what the Eagles are. And the Washington football team, everybody's talking about as the favorite because they went out. Their defense is dope.
Are they the favorite, or are we still? I think you have to lean Cowboys as a favorite.
See, I'm leaning Washington. Dallas can't stop anybody.
But by far,
who put up the best fight in the playoffs
have
against the Bucs?
They have the best offense, and they have the best quarterback in the division.
They do.
So that's where you sort of have to lean maybe Cowboys, especially in an offensive-driven league now. Right? Like, but I do think the football team has a substantial chance to win the thing, which is crazy to think because their quarterback, their starting quarterback, is going to be in what year? See, I don't even know. I just put myself into a corner. Year 18.
It's
He's
his
old.
18th year.
He is
18th
old,
season.
man.
He has 0 playoff wins.
He is old. Okay.
He has a dope beard.
Think about Ryan Fitzpatrick possibly putting the football
Didn't he
team
go to Harvard?
over the hump in the NFC East. Yeah, he went to Harvard.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what Harvard-educated person plays 17 seasons in the NFL and doesn't realize, yo, dude, I need to get out and, like, enjoy my body while I got some body left. I mean, he's Harvard-educated. Dude's going to get broken before long. By the way, did you, last but not least, I got to bring this up. I got to pick on the Bears. Is it the general manager, Ryan Pace's fault? Or is it Matt Nagy's fault that all the fans in the world, all the Bears fans, former Bears, did you see what Lance Briggs said on social media? Basically just put up that emoji where the dude's smacking his forehead. Like, no! That's what Lance Briggs, when they signed Andy Dalton to a contract.
They tried to get Russell Wilson. They tried their darndest. I think they put a package together, a first, a second, a third, and 2 starters on their team. And I would imagine Anthony Miller was part of that package that they tried to send to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks said no.
Yeah, the Seahawks are not getting rid of Russell.
Seahawks are funny. John Schneider's funny to me. He listens to every offer, but he's so quick to say no. After all this leading up, all this drama we've heard about, all the media talk,
we're open to debate.
We're open to discussion. No,
we're not.
Actually, never mind. We're not going to trade him at this time. And then the Bears do some Bears things. And the funniest thing about this is, Andy Dalton was available last year.
Yes, I do know Andy Dalton.
But instead, you traded for Nick Foles, who you guaranteed that you were going to pay $20 million to. So he got his $20 million. And then you sign Andy Dalton the next year.
Andy Dalton in a Nick Foles competition.
I'm not a Matt Nagy fan. I thought at first he was okay. I really did. But Ryan Pace is clearly the bigger issue.
All right, okay.
And it just goes to show you can make all the right decisions. He made the Khalil Mack trade. He made that defense fantastic. You can make all the right decisions, but it comes down to, in the end, if you make the wrong decision at quarterback, you plague your franchise for years.
Yes, you do. And can I tell you what Ryan Pace has done since he's been GM? He had Jay Cutler, Jimmy Clausen, Brian Hoyer, Matt Barkley, Mike Glennon, moves up, passes Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, moves up, gives a bunch of picks away to go and get his guy, Mitch Trubisky. No Deshaun, no Patrick Mahomes, Mitch. I love them Duke guys. Duke.
No, North Carolina.
I'm in North Carolina. Whatever, dude. It's the same basket. It's a basketball school. Who goes and gets a football player to basketball school? Come on now. And then Chase Daniels he brought over. Remember, he brought Chase Daniels.
Well, whatever. I mean,
he brought
fine.
Nick Foles over.
Solid backup.
He brought Nick Foles over.
And guaranteed him $20 million. When Andy Dalton, the guy he signed in the offseason this year, was on the market. Like, come on, dude.
And now he brings in Andy Dalton.
How many times can you compound a bad decision? He has literally.
What I'm saying is I believe Ryan Pace is worse than freaking Matt Nagy.
I think by a lot, almost. And,
Well, see,
I'm not a Matt Nagy guy. Like, I think he's okay. I'm not going to completely bag him. But Ryan Pace made the worst decisions possible at the quarterback position, and it's going to cost him his job, I think, without question.
Well, I agree with that. By the way, though, think about Mitch Trubisky. Do you understand why it is that Matt Nagy wanted Mitch Trubisky? Matt Nagy gets Mitch Trubisky, but then he realized he's too young. He's still learning the offense. Man, Mitch Trubisky's record is not bad. Like, it really, really is not. Like, the dude won 23. He lost 13. That's not bad, is it? Now, they needed to block better.
But again,
the defense was really good. He wasn't all that good, no.
I'm into win-loss records. I am. I'm into stats. But there are such things as empty stats.
24 touchdowns to 12 interceptions in his second year.
That's an empty stat to me.
3,200 yards, 11 yards down the field, every completion, 230 yards a game. He wasn't horrible. And it's like, He comes out the next year, 17 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Then last year, 16 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. It's always like 50-50.
But the problem was you had talent around you. Like Allen Robinson is a number one receiver, I think, without question.
I agree.
Anthony Miller is a good receiver. They
Hail
went and
to the
drafted
yes.
Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney's a good receiver. And I think for a while there they had a decent O-line. When Kyle Long was there, when Kyle Long was still employed, Bobby Massey, their right tackle, solid. I thought they were decent there for a while. Obviously, since then it's gone downhill. But he was getting statistics with a team that should be on the cusp and a Super Bowl contender, and he was holding them back. So the stats are there, yes. But if you watch the games with your eyes, you could tell that Mitch Trubisky was a big issue.
Okay, I can say that, but here's the issue that I have. Is Mitch Trubisky worse than Andy Dalton? Like right now at this point in his career?
Great question.
Because did you know the odds in Vegas actually went the other way?
Yeah.
Instead of the odds in Vegas improving when they signed Andy Dalton and let go of Mitch Trubisky, they went to 50-1.
40-1 to 50-1.
They went from 40-1 to win it all to 50-1 right after the Andy Dalton signing.
Is he better? I
don't
don't think so. I don't think so, but I'll say this about Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton knows the league better. He can step in from day one and probably handle an NFL offense a little better. He's been around. That's the only positive, though, and I don't even know. That's sort of a subjective thing. Like I'm not sure that he can go in and be that much better than Mitch Trubisky at picking up the offense.
All right. There's something that I'm stealing off of Twitter. Do you know who Jeremy Layton is?
Sounds familiar.
He's got a check by his name, so I figured he must be important, but I don't know who he is.
Be careful. Not all checks are created the same.
Really? Do any of our stars have checks?
You talking about here?
Like with Stormy?
56?
No. Like with Stormy have a check.
You want me to check for you?
Yeah, dude.
You seem to really want to
I do actually want to know if they get
You
checks.
have a weird obsession with Stormy, man.
Dude, I went and saw her at the club, bro. You know what I'm saying?
She does not have a check, if you were wondering. Neither does O.J. Simpson, if you're wondering.
By the way, he's pretty fun. Never mind. I'm not even going to talk about it. Just he's crazy. But I want to say this. Bears Twitter is such a dumpster fire right now. I can't take it anymore. But Jeremy Layton tweeted out this. I'm not going to overreact until it actually happens. Andy Dalton, they go and draft Mac Jones and Nick Foles are our three quarterbacks on the roster. That is kind of funny because that's something I could actually see the Bears doing. And look, Mac Jones was great at Alabama. He was the guy who drove the car. But he had the best offensive line, the best running backs, the best wide receivers, the best defense, the best coach, the best deadgum team. And it's like, if you put, it's kind of like it looks like Bill Belichick's trying to do a Nick Saban in the National Football League. I'm going to build up the best team. I just need to get a deadgum person that can just push it forward. Cam Newton, just push that ball down the field, and we're going to be all right. We're going to play great defense. We're going to kick. We're going to do everything. I look at Alabama, Nick Saban. I mean, Mac Jones, dude, let me hand the ball to Najee. Let me throw the ball to Devontae Smith. Let me do, I don't know.
Jalen Waddle, too.
Yes, for part of the season.
And John Mechie, who will be.
And John Mechie. Yeah, they're nasty. Let's just be real.
And all the O-linemen, all draft picks.
And that defense that got you the ball
Alex
back.
Leatherwood, their left tackle, is going to be a first-round pick. Landon Dickerson, probably a first-round pick.
Yeah, they're nasty.
But I do like Mac Jones. I don't want to hate on Mac Jones too much.
I'm just saying, but doesn't that feel like that's the that's the Bears move?
Kind of. I feel like that
feels like it is to me.
But
and here's the reason I bring up
weirdly
Matt
enough,
Nagy. Does Matt Nagy want another young quarterback? He couldn't coach up Mitch Trubisky.
I hate the thought of Mac Jones behind a terrible O-line. That's my biggest issue with that. But I do think
that's a good point.
I do think Mac Jones fits in with a team who has the playmakers already there, who has a defense, who has a team that's ready to win. I think he could actually fit in and do well for a team like that. But I don't like Mac Jones into any type of rebuilding issue. So I think the Bears would be sort of an outsider.
Well, I feel you on that one.
We do have to mention the Titans, though, before we get to Ardenwood in the next segment.
What'd they do?
So obviously the Bud Dupree deal. They're trying to bolster that defense. Yesterday, they let go Malcolm Butler, and they let go Kenny Vaccaro, safety and a cornerback.
They also let go Jonnu Smith.
Veterans. Well, that is what it is. I mean, they didn't really let go. He got signed for quite a bit of money.
Yeah,
quite a bit of money. But the same day that they let go of Malcolm Butler and Kenny Vaccaro, they signed Janoris Jenkins. So they're they have completely emptied out that defensive backfield.
Wow.
And they're trying to replenish it. I like the signing of Janoris Jenkins. I really think it's good. He's a playmaking defensive back. Hopefully it makes their defense a little bit better because they still have Kevin Byard on the team. They have some pieces there. Titans are trying to get it done to make that defense better.
We're going to talk a lot of stuff, a lot of funny stuff on the other side. One thing, though, about the NCAA tournament, no new positive corona test for Virginia. It waits for its tournament clearance, and once they get it, they'll have only one practice before they face number 13 seed Ohio on Saturday night. They're a very trendy pick to go down in the first round. I just don't believe it. We're going to talk some funny stuff on the other side because Hardwood is coming up next on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Start your day the right way with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56 Mornings. Weekdays from 7 to 10 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
Okay. Indeed knows unexpected demand can stretch your business thin.
Leon speaking.
Like at Leon's Plumbing.
Sorry, quick as we can get there is next Friday.
To stay out of hot water, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Taqueria Express number 6 has a new location, 6290 Winchester Road. Taqueria Express has tacos of all kinds, including chicken and sirloin, beef fajitas, shrimp fajitas, enchiladas with homemade tortillas, even chicken wings. And my favorite is the mango sauce, which goes great with a nice cold beer. You can dine in and take advantage of the full bar or get your order to go. Call ahead, 901-800-2737 to pick up or use the drive-thru. Ask how you can win a 2021 Nissan Versa. Taqueria Express.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day, group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to the Little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your good buddy, Johnny Radio. Man, we've been talking a lot of NFL. Bears, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, gross. Andy Dalton, the quarterback, gross. Oh, man, there's some stuff that's nasty, but there is some good stuff going on out there. Virginia, they have not tested it positive. They will play Ohio. They'll get one practice before, so that thing's going down Saturday, so that's good news. It's good news, especially for my bracket since I'm picking Virginia. But we have to get into some really crazy stuff. Now, we're talking sports, but we're talking it with a little bit of a slant. We're going to Hardwood, and I got to talk to y'all about this. There's a fight between Jake Paul and Ben Askren, and there's an insane musical lineup that's performing at the fight. I just got to ask Gabe Kuhn, is the fight game changing in front of our eyes? The heavyweight championship, Deontay Wilder and my man, wait, what's his name? Who's the big dude?
Anthony Joshua,
Tyson Fury. I can't remember him.
Two-fight deal.
New fight deal. Huge fight deal. Two-fight deal. They're not getting as much press as Jake Paul and Ben Askren. And I'll tell you one thing. I can promise you they ain't going to have the same musical lineup.
What the views in the pay-per-view numbers will be like of the Jake Paul, Ben Askren card, the Floyd Mayweather-Logan Paul card versus Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Because if it's anything in the ballpark of each other, if Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury do not exceed those numbers by at least 2 times, it shows you that boxing is basically dead.
Man, it really does. And I'm about to read some stuff for you that's going to blow your mind. But first, I have to tell you, very, very simply, Brian Elder Roofing Solutions, bro. You don't like to think about your roof very much, but today it's raining. Could you imagine how much you'd be thinking about your roof right now if actually water was running into your house? That is a nightmare you don't want. So call 901-867-0303. That's 901-867-0303. And if Brian says that you have damage, your insurance is going to cover it, they will cover it. If you have any questions, just give him a call, 901-867-0303. He can measure your roof from outer space, give you a quote right there over the phone. He'll be out there to take care of you. It's very simple. He is the best in the business. Go to BrianElderRoofing.com, check him out, or give him a call at 901-867-0303. Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. Gabe, let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
I want to hear the full lineup. Let's start with the Jake Paul thing. I got to hear this.
Bro,
I've been curious the whole show about this.
All right, I wanted to read this
Snoop,
first.
you told me Snoop.
I did tell you Snoop, but here's what it is. Okay, so there's man, dude, I don't even know how to tell you this. You won't even believe me. All right, I'm just going to get to it. Justin Bieber. The Biebs.
Are you a believer?
No. I don't even know a Bieber song, actually. I don't think I do.
I do.
Which one? Sing it for me.
Baby. I'm not going to sing it.
Baby.
Oh, you're better at singing, man.
Hold on, is that Bieber?
Yeah, that was young. That's young Bieber. One Time, that's another young one.
Don't know that one.
Is
it just one time?
There's one that I don't want to admit that I like, but I kind of like. I'm going to go find this. Let me find it real quick.
Well, while you're looking for Biebs, I'm going to tell you it's going to be Snoop Dogg. Do you know Saweetie?
Saweetie? Yeah, I know Saweetie.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And do you know, I don't even know how to, Diplo? Diplo? Diplo.
There you go.
Do you know Doja Cat?
I know Doja Cat too, yes.
You're proud of me, aren't you? I know Doja Cat.
No Brainer with DJ Khaled. That's a good one that I like.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Intentions with Quavo. That's a good one.
By the way, I'm not done.
Okay.
The lineup is still going because
Doja Cat, huh?
Guess who's also going to feature debut performances of Snoop's rap supergroup, Mount Westmore? It's going to be Ice Cube, Too Short, E40, and Snoop.
So they're going like brand new to like a little bit of throwback.
Brand new to a little bit of throwback, and also
you like Too Short?
Yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah, dude. You got to think my age.
I love Too Short, man.
Can't believe you even know who that is.
Short Dog.
By the way, though, there's this guy named Bert Marcus. Do you know who he is? He's an Emmy winner. He's directed all kinds of videos and all this stuff. They said that this event is more like making a tentpole movie than a boxing match. He says, we're bringing the creative geniuses all up in here. We're pairing with unique storytelling visions. This is not just going to be a boxing match. It's going to be an unmatched shooting style fight club. We're going to shock and awe people. We're giving the world something it's never seen before or done before. Dude,
it's a concert. It's
a
a music
with a
festival
fight in the middle.
Over. It's not a boxing match.
Doesn't feel like a boxing match to me.
There's way more. It sounds like there's way more music events going on than actual boxing. Isn't there only like 4 boxing matches?
Yes.
That's goofy, man.
I would tell you something though. This is.
I bet Jake Paul and Ben Askren get paid though.
Yeah, they are. Dude, this is crazy. By the way, they're saying that Bieber just dropped a song called Justice. Somebody just hit me up with that. Is that a new song? Do you think he'll play his brand new song at the fight?
Oh, I bet. Absolutely. 100%.
Wow. I don't know if the song is Justice or the album is Justice, but Bieber released Justice. Do you think it's a song
that an
or
album?
Man, I don't know. Google it. I don't know Bieber's that well. By the way, somebody also just texted me again that says, I love you, Justin Bieber. Okay. we got some believers in our audience.
Yeah, we do.
Now, I mentioned how awesome this Jake Paul-Ben Askren fight's going to be. Do you actually think that Snoop and
Dana
he just
White,
released
Justice album.
He did?
Album.
Man, Texter just came in. Heck yeah, I got it. I got to know this, though, real quick. Before I jump off this, do you think that $2 million bet's going to go down between Dana White and Snoop?
I hope it does.
Doesn't that also give it more juice?
You know what I was also thinking? If Ben Askren does lose,
what does that do for the UFC?
Does that delegitimize like what he did in the UFC?
I won't say Khabib Nurmagomedov is weak sauce.
Don't.
I
No,
won't.
no, no.
I will not say.
You'd be incorrect saying that.
Yes, he fights. He wrestles with bears and swims in frozen rivers. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
Against the current in the frozen
Against the
river. That's
current,
what tripped me
yeah.
out.
Dude.
And he wasn't moving. He wasn't moving. He wouldn't get pushed back by the current.
No,
he was like
staying straight right there. Like, dude, I'd be like so down the river and drown.
I'd be drowning.
By now.
I don't know what. God,
By the
my
way,
body would
can you
shut
take
down.
a
It's too
cold
cold.
shower even?
Yeah, I can.
You can?
Yeah.
I hate those things.
After like a workout or something?
I was going to say, did you used to get in the ice bath?
Oh, God, yeah. Needed to.
I
Had
hated
to.
that thing.
But no, you need toe covers. They change lives. Because your
Toe
toes
covers.
are the thing that goes first.
Yes.
The extremities, don't play. Don't
All right.
play.
I
But
don't-
anyway, no. Answer that question. Do you think it does that delegitimize like Ben Askren as a UFC fighter if he loses to Jake Paul?
Yes. Dude, you
Like,
lost
dude has
to
no hands.
You lost to a YouTube star.
And you know he's the dog by a lot. I mean, he's almost a plus 200 right now.
Ben Askren?
Yes.
He's a what?
Yes.
A
Let me go
professional fighter
find.
against
Let me go
Jake-
find the updated
Get
odds
the updated
right
odds
now.
because I got to see this because I got to bring up this. This is messed up, folks. And when I say messed up, Deshaun Watson, holy cow. You saw him come out and completely just crush and basically say there's no way he did any of this stuff. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you ain't been around the Deadgum News in a long Deadgum time. There's a sexual assault lawsuit. Basically, how do you say this? It sounds like a massage that went wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? Or he went to the massage to get a massage and thought he was getting something else. Sounds like people got their everything confused. In the lawsuit, it basically says that the woman came out. She did massages at her home, at her private house. Deshaun reached out to her, says, yeah, he wants a massage. He comes over. He brought his own little towel. He strips down butt naked, and the only thing covering him is the little cloth. She says basically she pushed him down to his midsection, down to his groin the whole time. And then, of course, we'll just let you go read about it if you want. But the point is, Deshaun Watson has been trying to get out of Houston for a while. This wouldn't be a very smart way to get out of Houston. This is a very bad look. I don't think he would do anything like that, like some crazy people have suggested. Like, talk about this. Is this world now about conspiracy theories all the time?
I'm almost like not so quick to talk about this because whenever it comes down to allegations like this, you don't want to like tell anyone they're lying. You certainly don't want to say that anyone's innocent or anything. But it's a weird situation, man.
That's why I'm bringing it up because
it's a year ago.
Yep.
The guy brought it out via Instagram.
Yes.
And it like clearly wanted attention, just wanted straight attention and money. Came straight to Deshaun Watson without even warning, trying to get a 6-figure settlement. And not to mention Tony Busby, if you know anything about the guy, Houston lawyer, he was in a mayoral race too. He's ran as a mayor 3 times. First time he ran as a Republican. Second time he ran as an independent. Third time he ran as a Democrat. So like he's got some weird things going on, man. And I don't know how legitimate you can take anything this guy brings to the table.
I don't either, but I will tell you one thing you can take a legitimate. Deshaun Watson ain't playing. He came out and went completely off. He issued a statement saying that, there is nothing that went too wrong. And he came out and said, this is nothing more than a shakedown. This is a shakedown, and he will defend his name.
You want to know something else, too? Tony Busby, it is being reported. I don't have absolute 100% confirmation on this, but it is being reported that Bob McNair, before he passed, the former owner of the Texans, was neighbors with Tony Busby, the litigator in this situation.
Get the bleep out of here.
That's being reported. Now,
does Cal live next to him?
I don't know if Cal lives next to him, but Cal obviously took over the team once Bob passed in 2018. So this is one of those things I'm hesitant to even talk about because I just don't even know how legitimate it is at this point.
Oh, well, it's legitimate. It's in the court system.
But I don't know how legitimate the allegations are.
No. I'm not saying
this
is not in, by the way, it's not in criminal court. This is civil court, by the way, everybody. This is only a monetary punishment. Deshaun Watson.
And then it's going to come down to he said, she said.
It's a he said, she said. It's basically he showed up at her house. He says it went down this way. She says it went down that way. And by the way, I will say something. It's not like she's not saying that Deshaun Watson in any way raped her. Just to put that out there, he didn't sexually assault her. It's inappropriate conduct that during the massage, let's just say he pitched a tent and it was not appreciated.
Why did you have to put it that way?
Because that's the only clean way to pitch it.
It's only you want to laugh when you say it that way.
Well, that's
not a laughing matter,
It's
sir.
not a laughing matter, but that's the story.
I think we'll need to keep updates on this, keep tabs on this, because this is very, very new. This came out last night via Instagram post from Tony Busby, and his past is very sketchy, so we're going to have to keep up with it. And by the way, I have the updated odds on Jake Paul, Ben Askren.
I'm ready.
Here's the thing. Are you sure?
I think so.
Jake Paul minus 250 favorite.
What?
Ben Askren has made it to plus 200, 2-1 odds if you bet on Ben Askren.
That is just blowing me away. Speaking of blowing me away, do you know what this massage therapist should have had on hand? Honestly, did you hear the story that Shaquille O'Neal said the other day? Now I know why he reps Icy Hot. So this is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Shaquille O'Neal went on Conan O'Brien's Needs a Friends podcast. And he made me cry. Have you listened to it yet, Mr. Coon? Have you listened to this podcast?
I have not.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, if you want to laugh really hard, go listen to it because it's Shaq's voice, and he's talking about, he's like, yeah, you know what? Well, Conan asked him first. I always see you doing Icy Hot, commercials, blah, blah, blah. How'd you get involved with Icy Hot? And he's like, well, during one of the games, I had my groin was bothering me. So he went back to the training table right before the game started, and the trainer rubbed a little bit of the ointment on his groin a little bit, and I guess it got too high because Shaq says he goes out there and starts the first quarter, and he says all of a sudden, he's like, hey, man, oh, my God. He runs over to the coach. He's like, I got to the point where I was like, man, my midsection's on fire, coach. Hey, man, I think I need a doctor. My little guys are on fire. So then he goes back. And guess what happens? He strips naked. He jumps in the shower. He said that was the worst move he's ever made in his life. He said that intensified the pain like you would not believe. But thank goodness. Guess what was right there and came around and got to see Shaq showering? There was a security guard who said, hey, Holmes, pour milk on it. So Shaq goes and gets somehow a gallon of milk.
Do you pour it or do you dip it?
That's what I was wondering
Yeah.
too. I think I would do more than dip. But dude, could you see Shaquille O'Neal's 7 foot big self pouring milk all over it? I mean, this is, if you please, listen, I can't tell the story funny as Shaq and Conan O'Brien. If you want to laugh, go listen to this clip. It's a podcast. It's out there everywhere. You can find it. It is the funniest few minutes I've had in radio and listened to in a while. I was crying laughing at it. It's called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. Check it out. It's him and Shaq. And he talks about, I'm pouring milk on my boys. And I'm like, come on, boys, stop burning. What the hell's going on down there? He even says in there, he's like, I didn't know if I needed a shot or what. Shaquille O'Neal making everybody laugh. We got one more segment. And remember one thing. If you don't have milk, make sure you have Tito's handmade vodka. When life hands you lemons, what are you going to do? You're going to make a lemon drop. Just make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
The voice of your Memphis Tigers, Dave Woloshin. The man with all the stats, Brett Norsworthy. Together, an unbeatable combo of entertaining and insightful sports talk. Wolo and Stats, 3 hours a day, every weekday from 3 to 6 on Sports 56.
Hi, I'm Hayden Moore, General Manager of the all-new Wolf Chase Hyundai. Don't miss the Hyundai Spring Upgrade Sales Event. For the first time ever, get 0% APR for 60 months on the all-new 2021 Elantra. Drive with Hyundai Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Visit wolfchasehyundai.com. With approved credit, $1,667 per month for every $1,000 finance. Example down payment 10%. Down payment will vary based on credit rating. Offer ends 4/12/21.
Mid-South Hobbies has your favorite model airplanes, boats, race cars, and trains to build. With brands you know like Lionel, LGB, and a large selection of Traxxas radio-controlled trucks, cars, and boats. Mid-South Hobbies has all the accessories to make them complete, with thousands of paint colors to make them shine. Reach the sky with rockets and kites, or reach deep into your imagination with action figures, comic book superheroes, and fantasy quest games. Get passionate about your hobby at Mid-South Hobbies. 4862 Summer Avenue.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
2021 is finally here. Might I suggest we start the wonderful new year with a makeover for your beautiful house. I'm Brian Elder. I'm a roofer. I fix roofs. Don't let them tell you that it has to be replaced when all it may need is some love. 867-0303. Let me love on your roof. I've made quite the reputation over the last decade as the guy to call after the insurance company denies the claim. Overturning a claim that has gone bad is an art form where you argue county code, manufacturer specs, and details of your policy that they have to abide by. So let me see it first. If I say it's a claim, it's a claim. 867-0303. Money is free at Brian Elder Roofing with 0% financing for half a decade. I'll measure your roof from outer space and get you a quote right over the phone. 867-0303 or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again is Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your good buddy, Johnny Radio. We got a lot of stuff going on, man. Guess who's coming back to town? Precious Achiuwa. Grizzlies, Heat tonight. That's right, 8 o'clock Central Time is going down. Are people going to be rooting for Precious, or are people going to be rooting for the Grizzlies? Who knows? It just depends on if you care more about the Tigers or the Grizzlies, I guess. We'll see what's going down. But Ja and JV and Justice and everybody is facing the Heat. The Heat did make a trade. They said, Myers Leonard, peace. Let's rock. Come on, Heat. Jimmy Buckets, they're going to get going. They did make it to the finals last year. Now, there's also some crazy, crazy stuff that's going out there. Some very weird news, some stuff that just kind of messes up your head. Did you hear this, Mr. Gabe Kuhn? Did you know Sean Bradley's paralyzed?
I just saw that.
Bro, I didn't know that. I just saw it too. Former NBA center Sean Bradley. Dallas Mavericks have released a statement on his behalf saying that he suffered a traumatic spinal cord injury that's left him paralyzed. Sean was struck from behind by an automobile while riding his bicycle a block from his home in St. George, Utah. He underwent neck fusion surgery, spent the past 8 weeks in a hospital. I didn't even know this happened, and is undergoing rehabilitation. I feel I'll be praying for his wife, Carrie. That's sad. 7'6", man. Do you remember big old Sean Bradley at all? Did he play when you were around?
I do remember Sean Bradley.
I was wondering. I can't remember when that was. Sean was one of those guys that you just kind of like, whoa. Anyway, point is that breaks my heart. I can't believe that. Now, getting back to what's going on tonight, Mr. Gabe Kuhn, what do you think the line is on the Grizzlies right now? It opened up this morning. The Heat were a 2-point favorite. Memphis.
I heard you sort of mention this to Anthony Sane. So
I've been talking with Anthony since like 10:30.
I'm kind of cheating on this,
okay.
But I think the Grizzlies are favorites now.
Yep.
Is that right? -1.5.
Nope, it's gone to 2 now. This sucker has slightly
Are you wondering
going.
why?
Yeah, I'm freaking out.
So Andre Iguodala and who else was he saying that will be out today?
Yeah, but I don't care about them.
But also, Jimmy Butler is listed as questionable on the Heat's injury report. So that could be a substantial loss if he can't go.
Yeah, if Jimmy Butler's day-to-day, that would have a lot to do with it. Myers Leonard has been traded. He's out. Heck, Avery Bradley, he's out. And Mo Harkless, he's day-to-day. So
that's who it was. Mo Harkless and Andre Iguodala are definitely out today.
Yeah, that's just – I don't know, man. That's kind of – that messes me up the way the Heat have played lately. And compared to the Grizzlies, the Heat have won 5 in a row. They're going for 6 straight.
11 of their last 12.
11 of their last 12. The Grizzlies, in their last 5, are 1-5. They have a win over Washington right when we came back from the break. They've lost to Denver, Oklahoma City, the Suns, and before that, the Milwaukee Bucks 112, 111 before they went to the break. So, yeah, 1-4 since the All-Star break, 1-5 in their last 5. They haven't been winning, but right now the Memphis Grizzlies are a 2-point favorite. I'm going to tell you a secret. I ain't playing it. But you know what I am playing? I am going to play St. Mary's on the money line. Are you an NIT basketball guy?
Tigers are in it? Yeah, sure. I am.
Do you know who St. Mary's is playing even? Western Kentucky. I'm taking St. Mary's tonight to beat the Hilltoppers. Let's go, Gales. St. Mary's -2. I ain't taking the Grizz, but I'm going to take the Gales over the Hilltoppers tonight. I hope you get your action. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you get out there and make the world a better place. Remember one thing, when life hands you lemons, what are you going to do? You're going to make a lemon drop with Tito's handmade vodka. It is simply the best. It is distilled right here in the United States, and that's a rare thing for vodka. Gives it slightly sweet, black pepper note balancing everything out, whether you're drinking it neat or crafting a cocktail. Tito's handmade vodka, it is simply the best. Again, for Gabe, I'm John. Make that world a better place. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.